For the Monday episode of the Sports and Stuff podcast, we are back with another young talent in the Valley with Kaden Garber from Chandler High School. I appreciate you coming on, man. How you doing today?
Of course, appreciate you. I'm doing well.
Well, I'm good to hear. Finally got a haircut. So you're actually you're seeing my haircut before my girlfriend. So she might be
It looks good. It looks good.
She might be a little pissed that you're the first one to see it instead of me. How was summer for you with Chandler? Did you guys participate in fall league stuff? Kind of how's it been this kind of off season with you guys as a team?
It was good. We had a couple summer tournaments. We went down Section 7, went 2-2, I believe. And then we went down the Border League this past weekend, but the one other. We went 2-2 there. So, yeah, it looked pretty good for us overall.
What was Border League like? I talked to a lot of guys, and Section 7 was the main thing that a lot of them did. But I just found out about Border League a couple of weeks ago from David Grace. Who's the head coach at Centennial. What was that like for you? How many schools were there? It seemed like a lot of schools, but what was the experience all around for you guys like?
It was a great environment. Played in the conventional center. There was a lot of coaches there, a lot of good players, a lot of good teams. It was good getting after it out there. Different environment for sure. Yeah, it was fun.
So you guys finished 6-18, but you were telling me before, just when we're trying to connect this, you weren't at Chandler all year. You're at Horizon before. Before we get into kind of the season with Chandler, what made you transfer from Horizon to Chandler?
So yeah, I transferred after my freshman season at Horizon. So I came in. I was there for the whole season, just had to sit because the transfer rules. But honestly, just move up to a 6A conference, play better teams, better players, and kind of get more recognition up there. I love Coach Rother. It was great playing with him. Yeah, he coached the team that I played for in middle school, so I knew he was a good coach. I could rely on him. The talent they had over there, it was a lot of things, to be honest. But, I mean, I love it, so it was a great choice.
Could you see from the jump kind of the competitiveness and, like, the different intensity between the teams you played at Horizon, which are what, 5A, 4A?
I think it was like 4A, 3A.
4A, 3A, and then compared to the 6A teams, could you kind of see it right from the jump?
Yeah, the speed of the game is the thing I noticed first. I had the whole season to kind of watch teams and watch players and stuff like that. So players are better, the speed's better, just faster. Yeah, really just players are better. To be honest, it's a different level.
So in the 7 games you played, y'all played Basha, Perry, Hamilton, Brophy, RU from Tucson, and Basha and Perry.
Yeah.
Brophy, Hamilton, Perry, and Basha are 4 of the top teams in the state. You guys were a very young team last year. The only win you guys had was against RU from Tucson. Kind of expected because of just like the record you guys had and the type of talent.
Desert Vista too in that time as well.
You played Valley Vista before Basha. That could be, and Desert Vista too. On the 13th of January. Tough stretch of games.
Right.
Was it hard for you getting fit into the system, right? Like, since you only got to play those handful of games, or what was kind of those games like for you going into the end of the season?
I really fell in shape. I mean, I worked and got to see it all season, so I wanted to get my conditioning level up to that speed with that change. The first game back against Desert Vista, we got the win, so that was good. I had a pretty good game there. I think I had about 22, and that was a great start to me coming back. So I felt confident going into the tougher games, end of our schedule. But, yeah, I wouldn't say it was too hard. Just trying to kind of find where my role is and stuff like that. It was a little difficult, but I think we figured that out.
What was the biggest achievement you guys felt like you did? Finishing 6-18, a lot of growth can happen in that, a lot of learning lessons, especially when you're going up against teams like Hamilton, Brophy, Basha, Perry, Perry winning the state that year. What was the biggest achievement you guys felt you did collectively as a team?
I would say we showed that we hung with those teams that were good. I mean, we were very young last year. I think we started 4 sophomores.
Mm.
So I think seeing that like we could hang with those teams and that we didn't just go down easy and kind of just felt like we could belong, I think that was probably our biggest achievement.
I saw y'all play against Perry.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was the last game of the season that Perry, when you guys lost 86-37. I just remember walking to the gym and like I had seen them. I saw Perry play against Sierra Canyon and Hoop Hall a month or so before, but I was just like, I hadn't seen him since, and I was just like, geez, these guys are freaking huge. And of course, it's tough. I don't know who played center for y'all, but like going up against Dylan, who's like 7 foot 7'1", is tough. But what things, though, you were saying before, we're not going to talk about club because you unfortunately were injured, but what things have you focused on this offseason to kind of make it a big year for you this upcoming year?
I would say being more of a leader for sure. I'm one of the more experienced guys on this team coming into this season. Expanding my game. I've always been able to shoot the ball, now getting better at finishing around the rim, finding teammates, just being more vocal on the court, just kind of completing and being more of an all-around player, I would say. Yeah.
I got to watch the couple of clips that you had posted in timeout, and I think a couple of other people. And your shooting is one of the things that stuck out to me right away. Just being able to kind of catch it off the dribble and all those kickouts, you just seem to, with complete confidence, knock it down from anywhere. Your driving is another one too. I saw, you're not just looking for that outside shot. You're being able to use that first step and get to the places you want to go. Is there anybody specifically that helped you this offseason try and work on those things, or was it kind of just your coaches at school and stuff like that?
Yeah, I would say my coaches at my school, just kind of people around me. I want to say no specific anybody, just kind of since I was hurt, a lot of stuff I did was on my own this summer. But yeah, I mean, I think adding strength, I was in the gym a lot lifting because I couldn't be on the court playing. Lifting probably added about 10, 12 pounds of muscle. So just try to be a better defender, attacker. So yeah.
So you're 5'11". You guys are going to be looked at as probably another young team. Got a couple of freshmen coming in. You're going into your junior year, so you still got 2 more years. Isaias left to Millennium. So like you said, you're going to be one of the more experienced guys on your team. What can we see, or what will we see from Kaden Garber this upcoming season?
I would say just a guy's going to give everything he's got on the court, even off the court too, just being an all-around player. I think last year is kind of just, he can shoot. He doesn't really have anything else. I would say be a more complete player this year. Be better defensively. Just more of a complete player all around. Be able to do everything on the court. And then Isaiah did come back, by the way, so that would be a good plus.
He actually did?
He did come back.
What the heck? What? I had him on like freaking 3 weeks ago. He was talking about how he's excited to play with Cam and all the rest of the guy.
You heard it first.
Is there a specific reason he came back?
I don't know, to be honest. I don't know.
This is news to me. So
I'm happy though. I will say that.
That's a big plus for you guys. Dang, that's crazy. Yeah, I'm kind of shocked for a second. I didn't expect that. Well, now that he's coming back, you were able to play with him last year. Mm-hmm. What things could you say you appreciate about how he plays that makes kind of your job easier?
He opens up the floor for me a lot. He attacks, gets into the paint very easily. So, I mean, if I'm told to stay out there and just wait for the kick out, if nothing's there for him, that was easy for me coming in. I think he made my job a lot easier coming in last year. He opens up the floor tremendously. He's got a shot now. He's more athletic. So I think he'll help us big time this year.
So going back to just what your coaching staff has taught you guys, you said like you appreciate your coaches a ton. Of course, a tough season last year. How did they keep, the message the same? What were things they said? How did they keep, kind of the mood and the vibe around the team not so depressing? Because a team, like you guys, a lot younger. under 500. I'm sure you guys are like, man, we suck. We can't get anything going. How are your coaches able to lift the spirits of you guys to not feel like you're failing?
I would just say stick to what we've been doing like all season as far as working hard every day. I mean, we did work hard every day. We knew that it was going to be tough. So I think when those tough games come, it wasn't so much we're down, but we have potential to be something great.
Mm.
I think, yeah, just sticking together as a group. We were pretty close as a team. So when we did go across those tough challenges, I think we were ready for them. And we didn't come out on end, but we still saw improvement. That was still good for us.
So you're a guard, extremely skillful, can knock it down from anywhere behind the 3-point line, working on that drive and that kick out. What's one word you would say best describes how you play?
One word. I'll say maybe like dog or ruthless. I feel like I talk my stuff out there. I kind of get in people's head, just kind of be that guy, I feel like, for our team. So, yeah.
Do you then, take more pride in how you play defense or offense? Because a lot of people I've had on, they say like dog mentality or like just intensity, toughness. So do you take more pride in how you play defense, or is it more on the offensive side of the ball?
Uh, I would say first defense, second offense. I feel like to get me going in offense, it has to start with defense because I feel like I'm an energy type of guy. And honestly, if I don't go out there trying to be a dog on defense, my offense won't work.
How would you describe how the play style of how you guys is? When I saw you play, there's a lot of like just 3-point shooting, trying to get the ball, just space the floor, get guys moving around out of position. What has kind of been the style of play that your coaching staff has tried to instill in you guys to be able to play this upcoming year?
I would say get it and go type of team, to be honest. We have a lot of quick hitters on offense, but mainly push and transition. You don't have the tallest guys on the floor. A lot of teams will have big man that, 6'6", 6'7". We don't have that, which is fine, but more transition team first. And then if that doesn't work, we're straight into something offensively, looking to score right away.
So I want to focus on you a little bit more and talk about your time at Horizon and then Chandler as well. So at Horizon, as a freshman playing on varsity, you averaged 20 a game. A lot of people, a lot of players, they wouldn't pass up that position to be able to be in the position you were at such a young age, being able to showcase your talent, put points on the board, and go to wins. You came in, decided to go to Chandler. What was it like at Horizon? There's a lot of good basketball teams out here in Scottsdale with DM and NDP with guys like Zach Ryan and Bryce, all the guys there. Shapa is a little decent. And I know you guys are very competitive as well. What was it like at Horizon for you in your freshman year?
I think it was a great experience, to be honest. When I came in, we had a lot of seniors and juniors that kind of like could guide me in the right direction. So I was ready for when I went to Chandler. I think we won a playoff game there. We won our first playoff game. It was like the first in like so many years that school has seen one. So, I mean, it was a great experience all along. The Coach Henderson, big shout out to him. He was always great to me. Yeah, I honestly love that school. And the only reason I ever left was for better competition, better players, and have a better team around me and just step up on the biggest stage here in Arizona.
So you're 7 games as a sophomore, 2 25-point games, average 12 points, and a handful of assists, handful of rebounds. What can we see, or what will we see you on your all-around game go to?
I would say go to that level at 3A and transfer it to 6A. I felt like those stats I had at Horizon were good. Like I said it before, it just wasn't against the competition I wanted to do it against. And so my goal is between this year and next year to transfer that stats over to 6A and kind of have the same type of play against bigger players and better players there as well.
So you're 5'11". You're going to be playing that probably starting guard, lead guard role, being able to contribute the ball anywhere. Is there anybody you specifically try to play like?
Ooh, I would say I watch a lot of Chris Paul, Damian Lillard, um, Colin Sexton because of his energy, how he talks to his teammates, Darius Garland, those type of guys.
He's Colin and Darius, I think are really good players for guys your age to start looking at. Because like for me at least with Colin, I didn't necessarily love him in Cleveland, but I knew what I was gonna get from him every single time he was playing is that he's gonna defend the best guard on the team. He's gonna get his 20 points, 25 points, and he's gonna try to get the dub for his team. With Darius to me is going to be like the most complete point guard of this next generation of guys that's coming. With his court vision that he has, he's able to distribute it everywhere. He can knock it down. He kind of reminds me of a new age Chris Paul because he's a little bit smaller. He's not necessarily the best on defense, but he has 2 7-footers in the paint that are going to be able to block anything the heck they want. Donovan is a great piece to him in Cleveland. Is there any other reasons why Darius and Colin specifically, besides like energy and court vision, that are the reasons you like to play like them or contemplate your game off them?
I mean, I watched a lot of Colin Sexton when he was in high school. So I felt like when he got to the NBA, I wanted to see him do the same thing. I loved his mixtapes. And Darius Garland, he proved himself. Like, it was kind of before in the years before, I think he wasn't looked at as anything. And then he kind of just out of nowhere just proved everyone wrong and is now going to be a superstar, I think, in the NBA.
Question for you then, if you watched Colin in high school, will we see you on the free throw line if an opponent is looking at you, you crouch down and stare into their souls during a free throw?
You might see something along those lines. Not that exact.
Before I let you go, I just got a couple more questions for you. I want to focus on goals that you have for yourself, and then we can focus on the team. Coming into your junior year, this could be a big year for you guys. Now with the Zias back, you have a couple of good freshmen. You and then a lot of guys that are probably going to be returning now, since a lot of them are starting sophomores. What are goals for you, though, specifically that you want to be able to reach and say you accomplish by the end of next season?
I would say all region offensive team for sure. Defensive team as well. I don't think I'm looked at as right now as a top defensive player, but I want to get that one for sure. Just one of the best players in our region for sure.
And goal-wise for your team, anything, I hate saying it this way, any other schedule or any other record, would be better than what you guys had last year. Even if you get to 7-17, that would be a big win in my book. We can talk about your guys' upcoming schedule in a couple of minutes, but what have you made specifically goal-wise with the rest of the guys on your team for this upcoming season?
Make the playoffs for sure. We were about like 1 game win last season of missing the playoffs. So make playoffs for sure. Win our out of conference games for sure. We're going to need those ones. And then get some in our conference as well.
Mm-hmm. So let's talk about your schedule. I just pulled it up. A lot of good teams that you guys would be going against. I feel like you guys have the mentality, especially with Zias. Zias is one of my favorite people I've had on because he just seems so fun to be around and always so happy.
That's my
guy. Williamsfield, Red Mountain, O'Connor, Brophy, Tolleson, Mika Mountain, Mountain View, Corona, Cesar Chavez, North, Hamilton, Perry, Basha. Oh my God. Your last your last 7 games. That's a tough stretch for you guys. Hamilton, Perry, Basha, Perry, Hamilton, Brophy, Basha. Is there anybody team-wise you're looking forward to playing against? And then specific player-wise, is there any specific player you are excited to go up against?
Team-wise, Definitely Hamilton. Last year, when we faced them twice, I got to play one of those games. We were leading going into the fourth, both of those games, and we ended up losing those two. So for sure, Hamilton. For sure, Basha and Brophy as well. Yeah, for sure, Brophy. And as far as playing against anybody, Speed, Braden Speed on Brophy. That's my guy, and I can't lose to him. I got to get him once before I graduate. So yeah, I would say yeah.
Yeah, Speed's a baller. I had him on a couple of weeks ago, and like you, another knockdown shooter and loves getting it going on the defensive end. You guys, I feel like are going to shock a lot of people. You know, even though y'all lost in the game I saw you play, you guys still played like it was 0-0 at halftime. I feel like you guys have the right mentality and the right coaching staff to be able to grow these next couple of years because you guys are young. And I think that's the thing, you know, with Hamilton, they might like last year, all their seniors are gone. So it's like, it's Nazir who I've had on and a couple of other guys with Basha, you know, a lot of seniors, I think too, with Perry, you know, Cody's going to be gone. Ben's going to be gone. It's just going to be DeAndre and Koa, you know? So you guys have, I feel like the roster, it might just take another season, but you guys are definitely going to be up there competing. And I think shocking a lot of people. And I'm very, very excited. I'm going to make the drive probably once or twice to come and see y'all play at either Brophy or Chandler. But before I let you go, Kaden, favorite on court shoe. I know Chandler is an Under Armour school, but I don't think that stops any of y'all from wearing some dope shoes while y'all play. What are some kicks we're going to be seeing on your feet this upcoming season?
KD 14s, KD 15s, shoot, all the Kobe's.
Are these Christmas gifts? Like, how are you getting all these shoes? Like, you got
these are just my favorite. All the Kobe's my favorite. The KDs I have. But yeah, probably KDs and then one more pair of Kobe's. We'll see.
Do y'all share shoes as a team? Like if like one's not wearing one, you got the same size. Like, hey, can I borrow these real quick just for this game? I'll let you like borrow one of mine next game. Is it kind of like that, or how does it go? Because all you guys, I'm having Tavion Wilson on tomorrow, and I saw him in like a pair of Kobe's in the picture he sent me to use. I'm like, y'all got like $500-$600 pairs of freaking Kobe's on right now. I had the Kobe 9 What Those when I played.
Yeah.
And that's my favorite shoe, I think, basketball-wise of all time. How are you getting all these shoes? Are these just Christmas gifts, birthday gifts, or are you like mowing the lawn to be able to get some allowance money to be able to and go and buy these?
I was like gifts. We switch off every now and then. Actually, Coach Dunn, he's one of the coaches at Chandler too. He gifted me with some KD6 What Those, I think. I think that's what they're called. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well,
yeah, I mean, just trade them gifts. Yeah.
Kaden, I appreciate you. I appreciate you coming on the podcast today and chopping it up with me.
Thank you.
And anything you want to shout out before we get out of here?
No, just look for big things from Chandler this year.
Absolutely, man. Well, I appreciate you coming on. Wish you guys nothing but the best of luck and excited to come and watch you play this year.
Thank you, man.